Hey, good morning, guys. This is week 9, day 2, the plagues of Egypt. Part 1, I guess. So, so Moses and Aaron, they go before Pharaoh. And, yeah, hey, Pharaoh, God says we gotta let them go. Yeah, they need to come worship me. And Pharaoh's like, I don't know your God. I'm not letting them go. Your God means nothing to me. So Moses goes, takes his staff that I gotta find, and he sticks it in the water of the Nile River, and it turns to blood. And there's blood everywhere. All the water in Egypt turning to blood. And they were stuck there like, we got blood everywhere. All the water's blood. They couldn't drink it. It's stinking. It's just disgusting. You're like, we can't do this. So Pharaoh, he called him Moses and Aaron. They come back to Pharaoh. And they say, hey, Pharaoh, uh, you know, uh, I was Pharaoh's magicians come in there and they turn even more water to blood. It's probably not a smart idea because they needed the water. Pharaoh wasn't convinced. So then Moses and Aaron come back and say, hey, let them go. Nope, not going to do it. Still not, nah. You God, I know those tricks. Your God can't impress me. So Moses goes, and I forget what he does, but frogs come up everywhere. They're getting in their beds, uh, jumping on them in the middle of the night, jumping on their face, and they were just all over the place, all over Egypt, except for the land of Goshen. And they also had water in Goshen. But Goshen was where the Israelites lived. And in the land of Goshen, the water wasn't blood. The frogs didn't go over there to the land of Goshen. It was all nice. Nothing happened in the land of Goshen. God had protected them. The magicians, Pharaoh's magicians, come out and says, that's a cool trick. We can do it too. And they made frogs come up. It wasn't as many because in there, but now they can get a little bit more frogs. Pharaoh's like, I'm back. Moses like, let them go. This is going on over several days. A few days later, Moses is like, hey, let my people go. Pharaoh's like, no, get rid of the frogs first. Moses does this thing, and the frogs leave. And Pharaoh's like, no, still ain't. I'm not gonna let them go. This ain't any good. So Moses hits his staff into the ground. He walks outside, hits his staff on the ground, and lice comes up everywhere. I think lice was next. Yeah, and lice comes up everywhere. And they're getting in there, and they're all just itching, and they just And Pharaoh called on his magicians. They're like, they could do the same trick. And the magicians like, we got too much stuff on us. We got all this lice in our hair. We're not in any condition. We can't go before the king, before Pharaoh. But guess what? In the land of Goshen, there was no lice. They're just saying, this is a nice day. Look at my hair. And the Egyptians like, And Pharaoh tells Moses, get rid of this lice. And Moses gets rid of the lice. And then Moses is like, all right, now, will you let my people go? Pharaoh's like, nah, I'm not going to do it. So Moses goes out and he calls on God. And we use the same one. Flies come flying in. And flies got everywhere. They're getting on their skin, just crawling up their skin, flying and buzzing in their ears, and just being a nuisance, getting in all their food. and it's driving them nuts. But in the land of Goshen, there were no, well, there might have been one or two flies, but there are no flies in Goshen. The plague of flies didn't touch Goshen at all. But the rest of Egypt is surrounded by swarms and swarms and swarms of flies. But through it all, hey, we're running late. 5 minutes right. So Moses finally Pharaoh goes and he calls on Moses and Aaron and says, hey, all right, you can go sacrifice to your God, but you have to do it now. You got to do it here. You can't go out and wandering around. You got to stay in Egypt and do it. Oh, but Moses and Aaron are like, no, no. Our God told us to leave to do this. We're gonna leave. And Pharaoh's like, tell Moses tells Pharaoh, he's like, get rid of these flies. We'll talk some more. Moses gets rid of the flies. Then Pharaoh's like, oh, peace at last. But he tells him. Then he turns to Moses like, all right, now, you gonna let us go out and worship like we asked? And Pharaoh's like, nah. The flies aren't here. I don't need to worry about it now. Nope. And Pharaoh kept being stubborn and wouldn't let them go. And God kept coming back and showing how powerful he is. And God was bringing down the blood, the frogs, the lice, the flies, all over Egypt. But no matter how bad it got in Egypt, in the land of Goshen, where God's people were, there was no plagues. And that's how we know is that when the world gets tough, God will protect us. God will keep us safe. Well, you got to keep trusting in God and come back tomorrow and find out what Moses and Aaron and God do about Pharaoh keeps saying no. So, see you tomorrow. Bye.